services back in-house through training of staff. If we can get staff trained up in particular expertises, there's a chance that we could offset professional services costs with in-house staff. Of course, if a staff member takes on additional certification and additional responsibilities, there should be an increase with their rates, but that would be far less than we would be paying with professional services, which would net out to a positive gain for the township. I also wanted to lay out kind of a schedule with everyone. Tonight is our first kind of budget workshop session. This was just laying the groundwork, getting everyone just familiar with the general way that we tax and raise money here in the township and our general financial standing. In September, the budget workshop for that month is going to focus on our capital expenditures. These are going to be our projects for the upcoming year and how we fund those and what projects we can take on while being mindful of where we stand financially. In October, we hope to present a preliminary budget to the board and to the public, and if we're able to, there's not enough need for major renovation and overhaul to that preliminary budget. We hope to be able to hang our budget and get it approved in November. This is a month ahead of schedule for most municipalities, but it allows us not to be crushing at the beginning of December, having special meetings into December when people want to spend time with their families or are out on vacations for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So with all of that said, does anyone here have a question they would like to ask?
I have a comment, I guess. So if we can determine what is reducing our revenues, one of the problems is if we're reducing our revenues because people are making less money, and so the tax is bringing in less money, then I think it's important that we try to cut more than we try to raise taxes. If people are making less money, raising taxes doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But
In no part of this plan have you seen me mention raising taxes.
we have to plan ahead, obviously, for something.
I put out that we haven't raised taxes in 15 years, but that's just basic groundwork. A smart
That makes me
municipality,
nervous.
smart municipality would have raised a tax consistently over those years and done a very small manageable increase over the course of that time period, in my opinion. But we haven't done that here in Upper Frederick. We've prided ourselves in not increasing taxes, and the last time we had this situation, we did a 100% tax increase, which is also something I think is not something that should have occurred either.
Thank you.
I agree with you on increasing the taxes if it comes down to that a little bit at a time versus like 100% at a time, because I lived through that. I was here when all that happened. And it's not a real large dollar amount because the village is fairly low for this township. But still in all, when it's 100% increase, it's a little bit shocking. I always believe in the approach where you give it to people in bite-sized pieces, like a little bit at a time, and probably, go.
I agree with you, George, and this is just my opinion as a manager. It'd be up to the board ultimately, but my opinion is consistent with you as well, and I'm also a manager that believes in giving a tax plan for a number of years. I usually use 5 years when I do my tax projections, and these are projections so that if you're sitting at home at the kitchen table, you can look at, oh, the township is planning on this and planning on this for the next 5 years, so you can able to adjust and plan for it. But I also like to build in part of my structure so there's also reevaluation along the way too. It's not just set in stone, If you do it little by little and that ends up solving the problem, then you can back off if need be. Because you also want to be fair, because this is taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my money, it's, I have a responsibility to be fiscally responsible. But you can see our goals this year is exactly what anyone would do first, and that's belt tightening.
Appreciate the look back.
All right, you did ask.
And going back more than 2 years.
I wanted to go back 10 years, that
Yeah,
way we could see
I
a better
appreciate
picture.
that.
And I do,
Trends are important.
you did ask me about other millage rates.
Oh, if you have it handy.
So I do have them handy.
be curious, who's the lowest and how many are below the 1.62? You said there's 61? Is that what you said, 61 count?
So I
Municipalities?
think West Goschenhoppen is the lowest at their municipality is 1.18.
They have a lot of business there.
Yeah, there's a lot of
They're
office
beacon up.
buildings through that area.
But when you,
They have tax.
oh, that's right, Worcester as well. But Worcester has, again, a bunch of businesses. And when you have a lot of businesses, you're able to put a lot of EIT basis onto your businesses.
That's always been the problem here. All our
Some shit.
businesses are nonprofit, mostly churches and
So
places like
generally,
that.
when we do have someone with lower municipality rates, that's generally why. Here, we would need to do a blended approach. Because you wouldn't want to put too much millage, in my opinion, onto just the real estate tax, because then you could, as we have a more aging population here in Upper Frederick, you're putting more onerous on folks that might be coming from a fixed income. So you want to balance that with those who are also working through the EIT. And we do have both of those, avenues of approach, down the road.
Just from the opposite, what's the highest?
Oh,
Yeah, because the average is
so we'll look at total millage.
Probably somewhere on the main line.
Westchester.
It's part of Montgomery County.
Oh, you might be right, yeah.
Yeah.
So we do,
Like
it's Cheltenham. Cheltenham at
Cheltenham.
68.7.
Cheltenham, that's, yeah.
68.7?
So they are almost double the overall millage.
Did you say
of Upper
68?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, Pottstown's really high too, they're
and
62.
Pottstown's at 63.
No, 62.
is it not total, just
Doesn't want to-
municipal?
Oh, the municipal,
Yeah, I'm sorry, just the municipal.
for Pottstown's, they're 15.118.
That's probably close to the max, right, without court approval? 15?
It says Georgetown's 18.
I believe it in Montgomery.
Depending
I'm more
on-
closely with Delco's, I know
Right.
Delco's
Well,
off there.
depending on what the categories are too, because you can go up in
Yeah,
different
I believe
areas,
that one's
but-
close, and for those who are wondering, the EIT side, 1% is the maximum by law, I believe.
Unless you have a referendum for open space or something like that.
Unless you have
yes.
referendum for open space, and then you're allowed an extra 0.1% for business levies as well.
But typically, the 1% though is split between the township and the school district. Your school district must not have one, so.
No. So,
Boyertown has a school tax, EIT, half of it.
They have an EIT? Okay, so you are really paying a full
We're
1%.
paying 1% now.
Okay, half and half. That's typical, what it is, yeah. Do they do, a local services tax? Do you have that $1 taken out every week for all 52 weeks?
No, not here.
Okay.
just want to let everyone know as well, this is going to be posted as a post up on the website, so everyone can go and peruse this on their own after tonight's meeting. That way, you don't have to worry about talking to me about getting a copy. It'll be on the website.
Another thing to look at under professional services would be to go back to a in-house building inspector that gets a percentage of the fee. So you're not paying him anything if you don't have development. Where the engineering firm, we're paying every month.
Well, you got to remember that we get a lot more permits in as well. We get
Yeah.
more permits than development plans, and those require a lot of time as well. We have UNOs, we have
Yeah, I know.
a lot of different things that also are charged fees by our fee schedule.
Okay. Old business, we got Woodchuck Lane, contract update. We received a proposal to complete the Potosa project. With that said, Ms. Custo, I'd like you to work with Mr. Wallizer to create a not-to-exceed contract using the proposed baseline that we had gotten in.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, and the proposal was a CoStar's
It was,
contract,
yes,
just to be
definitely,
clear.
yes.
CoStar's contract with prevailing wage.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. All right. All right, upcoming meetings, or any other comment? All right. Upcoming meetings, Board of Super meeting, 8/13/2025, 7 PM. Park and Rec Boards, 8/19/2025 at 7 PM. Planning Commissions, 8/28 at 7 PM. Board of Supervisors Workshop meeting will be September 3rd at 7 PM. Goschenhoppen Folk Festival is August 8th and 9th.
This weekend.
That's right. And I hear you gotta go to it. I've never been to it myself, but was told it's quite the event. Community Day for October 4th, 2025 this year. With that said, I make a motion to adjourn this fine meeting.
A second.
All those in favor?
Bye.
Aye.